Hi everybody, it's me from my cooking school. Today I'm going to teach you how to make lasagna alla bolognese, aka lasagna with meat sauce. It is one of my favorite Italian dishes, and I have a special way of making it. So let's get started. First thing we need are fresh sheets of pasta. You can buy them in the store, just look for the green box. If you find it, that means it's fresh. You don't want the dry ones. Once you get your fresh sheets of lasagna home, you should roll them out. Don't be scared. It's very simple. You just put the dough between two pieces of parchment paper, and you roll it out with your rolling pin till it's kind of thin. Of course, if you want to make less work for yourself, you can buy the fresh sheets already rolled out. That's what I do when I go to Italy. My nonna makes that for me because I love this dish so much. And I also buy the Parmigiano Reggiano cheese. That's a big deal in this recipe, but more about that later. So first, start by searing some beef. I'm using sirloin steak today, but any kind of meat works, even pork or veal. After the beef is seared, take it off the heat, set it aside, and add some chopped onion. We're going to saute that until it gets soft and translucent like this. Then throw in 3 cloves of garlic and cook them together with the onions until the garlic is nice and fragrant. At this point, you're going to cut the meat into small cubes and throw it back into the pot. Now we're going to deglaze the bottom of the pan with some red wine. All the fond, all the good stuff stuck at the bottom of the pan. You want to scrape that up and incorporate it into the sauce. Now it's time to throw in our tomato. For this recipe, I'm using whole peeled tomatoes. That's my preference. Some people use crushed tomatoes. Some people use tomato puree. I'll leave a link below so you can see the difference between all those tomatoes and which one you might prefer for your own recipe. Once the tomatoes are in, add some salt, some pepper, a bay leaf, some fresh oregano, basil, and thyme. Give it a little stir, and now we're going to cover and let it simmer for about 2 hours. This is going to make the meat super tender and flavorful. Now, while the sauce is simmering away, let's make the béchamel sauce. The recipe for béchamel is really simple. Just add butter, flour, and milk. A lot of people think that béchamel is hard to make, but once you know the proportions, it's super simple. To make the béchamel, add butter to a saucepan over low heat. Once the butter has melted, add the flour and whisk it constantly until the mixture is smooth and doesn't stick to the bottom of the pan. This is called a roux. And then slowly start adding the milk while whisking constantly. Make sure that each addition of milk is fully incorporated before you add some more. You don't want to have lumps in your béchamel. Season with nutmeg and salt and pepper. And then continue to cook the sauce over medium heat until it thickens. And this will take about 15 minutes. Once it's done, set it aside. After 2 hours, check your meat sauce. The longer it simmers, the thicker it becomes. If it's too thick, add some water. If it's too liquidy, let it simmer some more. Once you're happy with the consistency, set it aside. Now it's time to assemble the lasagna. Preheat your oven to 375 degrees Fahrenheit. And we're going to start by adding some of the meat sauce at the bottom of a baking dish. Then add a layer of fresh pasta, followed by a layer of Parmigiano Reggiano cheese. And this is where my recipe differs a little bit from other recipes. Instead of using mozzarella cheese, I use Parmigiano Reggiano. It's not only delicious, but it's also a lot healthier because it doesn't contain any water or milk. It's just cheese. Remember, everything in excess is bad for you, even cheese. Mozzarella contains a lot of water and milk, so it's higher in fat and calories than Parmesan. Keep layering the meat sauce, the pasta, and the Parmesan cheese until you've used up all your ingredients. You should have something like this. And now it's time to add the bechamel sauce on top. Try to spread it evenly so that the pasta absorbs the sauce evenly, and then sprinkle some more Parmesan cheese on top. Cover the baking dish with aluminum foil and bake it in the preheated oven for 30 minutes. After that, uncover and bake it for another 15 minutes. Before serving, let it rest for about 10 minutes. Lasagna is a dish that's best enjoyed after it's rested. If you try to cut into it right away, it's gonna fall apart. Lasagna is great the day after. In fact, the next day, it tastes even better than the day you make it. Now let's talk about wine. Wine is an integral part of Italian cuisine and culture. When you're cooking, you always want to have a glass of wine nearby. It elevates the experience of cooking and eating. Cooking with wine is not only fun, but it also adds depth of flavor to your dishes. Did you know that wine and vinegar are made from the same ingredient? Both are made from fermented grapes, but the difference is in the process. When making vinegar, the fermentation process is halted when the grapes are still acidic. This creates a sour taste that we associate with vinegar. On the other hand, wine, The fermentation process continues until almost all the sugar is converted into alcohol. This results in a product that is alcoholic and less acidic, which is what we love about wine. If you're looking to elevate your cooking experience, I highly recommend checking out the wine selection. They offer a wide variety of high-quality wines at reasonable prices. And if you don't feel like cooking tonight, you can simply order one of their ready-made meals, sit back and enjoy the authentic taste of Italy without the hassle of having to prepare it yourself. I hope you guys enjoyed this recipe. If you did, please like the video and subscribe so you never miss out on any of my videos. And if you have any questions, just comment below. Until next time, stay safe, stay awesome, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.